All right, give a big warm welcome to my friends, Steve and Eric. Welcome, guys.
Cool.
Take it away.
All right. Well, first of all, have you guys digested some of the stuff? I don't know what you guys did last night, but is some of this stuff starting to seep in a little bit? It will continue to seep in, and it will always seep in. So just kind of imagine that you're like a nice little filter that detracts and attracts the good material, the material that's useful for you. You're going to hear things that are presented from different sources that have the same attraction and the same criteria with it. It's just presented differently. There's not one thing that works and one thing that doesn't work. It's your own style. It's what you're going to bring to the table. Each and every one of you are men. You all have your own personality, which is perfect. And I just hope that each one of you guys bring to the table and bring to life and this planet what being a man's all about. And being a man is about being strong. It's about being flexible, compassionate, soft, hard, the whole basics. What I've been seeing especially, and I'm tailored a little bit more to the adult entertainment industry, but I'm seeing a lot of weak guys. And this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. And this comes in your body language as well. Your thoughts affect your body language. What's going on the inside. So I'm going to digress a little bit back to a little bit on the inner game, but the inner game and your thoughts affect how you react. And if you don't think that's true, just think about a time when you're pissed off. You may not try to show it, but how many people get pissed off, try to hide it, but they know they can't. It's there. Face is flush, or you want to laugh. You're thinking the thoughts, but your body's responding. This is how important is it to understand that this mind-body connection is there within you. So we're going to hit it on one level, everything from a spiritual level. What is it being a man? What is your mission in life? Because weak guys, and it's from a book that was out there. I think it's a great book. I don't know if any of you have ever read F.J. Shark's How to Be the Jerk Women Love. Okay. The title, he probably could have made a lot more money with a different title, but the information there is a very good information. And he talks about, the nice guy becoming extinct because he's not going to reproduce. It's funny, but it's true, on a certain level. Our job is to build this whole tradition of being a man up, and being a man who doesn't have to lie, being a man who's straightforward, that has straight integrity with who he is, what he wants. And this is our goal on this subject. So Steve's going to talk a little bit about thoughts and body language and how they affect and what you can do to align yourself with that. So
Wilhelm Reich was one of the students of, are you guys familiar with any of his writings? He was one of the students of Freud. What he said was the issues get trapped in the tissues. And with this, what's really important is a lot of people think there's a separation between mind and body. There isn't. I mean, I'm trained as a holistic health practitioner, and I'm a master hypnotist. The thing that's really key is all of us have had a situation. You get up every day, you go do your job. You come home, you lock into whatever your post-work activity is. Then you meet someone special, a special girl. You start connecting. It's the same thing, but there's a different tilt on it because somebody special has come into your life. All of a sudden, you start noticing some of the more pleasant things in life. Not just the girl, but because of them, you take time to evaluate that. Then if you get in a little squabble after the newness wears off, 2 or 3 weeks later, all of a sudden you go, shit, the world sucks again, and then, well, it's true. And then you go through this implosion, and it's because of the thoughts. What's changed? You're still going to work, you're still coming home, you're still doing the other activities, but you're putting a lot of value on somebody else's interaction with you. I do a lot of the how to get to the resolution state. I don't know if you guys are interested in doing an interested in doing an exercise or not, but I have when I used to do suicide intervention, I used to have just like maybe 3 to 6 seconds to neutralize negative thought. If you guys are interested in this, I'll show you guys how to do this thing. You guys want to play a game? Okay. Normally at these things we do just lectures, but this is a real simple one. It'll translate well. What I want you to do is close your eyes. Now, so I can scan the room still. If you want to play this game, what you need to do is think of a thought and that has an emotion to it, that your life will be much more enhanced when you no longer have a negative emotional impact. I want you to raise your right hand up as soon as you have that. Okay, lower your hand. Now what I want you to do is keep your eyes closed. Keep that thought going in your mind. Here's what you need to do. Think of where you feel that in your body. And usually it'll connect in 2 or 3 different places. Just nod your heads when you have that. Perfect. Here's the next step. Notice how those spots are all connected. Is it like a glob? Is it like little threads? Is it knotted? Is it like a rope? Is it a chain? Whatever it is, I don't even care. But just nod your head when you have that component. Now here's the real tricky part. Don't think about this, but notice, what color is it? And then what I want you to do is put your hands together, palms together, out in front of you, kind of like you're doing the prayer thing. And move your hands up above your eye level. Keep your eyes closed. Now open where the thumbs meet, so that with your eyes closed, it's facing your eyes. Open it up. Now, make that negative emotion go right behind the eyelids and the eyes. Now, notice the color. Now, shoot it out into your hands. Catch it into your open hands. Open your eyes and shoot it into the hands. If your hands went down below eye level, push it up above eye level. Notice the difference in the body already. But you want to push it above eye level. Lift it up. If you push it above eye level, it will shut the sound off, because you guys also have an associated. Open your eyes and shoot it out there. And here's what you do. Just go, be gone. Now, hold your hand up there and notice how it's cleared. Now what you do is you take this energy back in through the eyes, close the eyes, and breathe into the stomach. Exhale through the mouth. And then one more breath, slowly in through the nose, down to the belly button. And as you exhale, open your eyes and notice a clearing. Now here's what I need you to do. Go in and test it. What the technique, I could explain all the technicalities of it. If you do this every time you get a negative thought, and you don't have to stick your hands up like this, it's a general place, but shoot it just out about, a foot or so from you, and be gone. The thing is if you do this, it's like an onion. You're peeling off layers of it. It's a real simple technique, but if you practice doing this, this is the first level of getting rid of negative thoughts that keep triggering feedback loops. It's a little bit of hypnosis, but it's a real light level. But what I want you to do is, your eyes are all open now. Close your eyes, go back and try to bring in any of the emotion with it. You still will remember the scene, situation, or event, but without the emotion. It's like Reich said, emotions are emotions, energies and motions. They trap into the body. Once you move those away, you still want to remember the players, because then you can take the lesson from it, the wisdom of the lesson. So how'd that work for you? The thing is, it's a real simple exercise. And like when I do this work with people, what I do is I have them do it over and over and over. It's a real simple task. And because it's so simple, people mistake that it's not really that worthy. The point is, if you keep using it over and over, pretty soon they'll start doing it themselves. You'll start weaving away the negative thoughts. Then you're left with better thoughts inside there.
Some of the metaphors that can be useful if you're going to go on a different level is one metaphor could be that we'll go back to the old body parts of a car, that you're building your car. You know, you got given say an old 57 Chevy, okay, and all these rusted parts that are on there, these are all the old parts that are the unuseful thoughts. And you want to fix this car. You want this car to be a hot rod. So you go in there and you're like, okay, well, first thing is the carburetor. So you fix the carburetor. Well, does the whole car run yet? No. So you go in there and you say, okay, well, the timing belt. Okay, cool. I got it down. I'm stoked. No. This is like the onion and the layers. It's there. Then there comes a point where everything just clicks. But you have to work on the stuff that's holding you back. If you have one train going that way and 5 trains going this way and they're pulling, you're going to get a certain resistance. You want to align all those to go in the same direction. And it does get better. It gets faster as time goes on. Another metaphor might be imagine you were born at the bottom of the ocean. You know, at first you're free and you don't realize that you have chains on you. So you try to swim up and there gets a point where all of a sudden the chains click in. And they're all different levels. They're all different heights and width. And all of a sudden, boom, you hit the first one. You're like, what is that? You don't know what to do. You're kind of stuck. So you struggle, then you look down, you realize that, you know, there's something, you cut it. And then you go a little further and boom, you hit another point. You know, and as time goes on, you cut more and more and you're getting lighter and lighter. But pretty soon, as you start building in the positive thoughts, you're adding like buoys are attaching to you. So not only are you starting to get a pull up and something's pulling you down, you're getting less of these, more of these, and pretty much you're starting to float. Did anyone read the book, The Peaceful Warrior Within? It's a good book. It's actually the first book that I ever started reading when I started to go on my own search years and years ago. And it goes like this. I'm walking down the street. It's a dark street. I don't know where I am, but I'm walking. I fall into a hole, a manhole, and I'm lost. It takes me forever. I'm feeling around. Everything feels unfamiliar. I have no idea where I'm at. All of a sudden I feel something. Wrap both hands around it, and I find it's a ladder. I climb out. And I walk down the street. Chapter 2, I'm walking down that same street. I fall into the same manhole. Once again, I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. But this time I have a little bit more awareness. I find that and I climb out. Chapter 3, I'm walking down that same street. I fall into the manhole. This time I know where I'm at, but I climb out. Chapter 4, I'm walking down that same street. I see the manhole. I walk around it. Chapter 5, I walk down a new street. This is the same process. This whole process is so integrated within your body, mind, and spirit. And it's a matter of understanding that you may really want to be there right now. Well, you got to do some work on yourself to get your body language in tune with what it is you want. There was times where I stayed at my house when all my friends called me up and said, hey, we're going to go out like this. And I was working on myself. And I said, no, I had beliefs. I had, and David and I, we used to sit together back in the day with our beliefs that used to hold us back. And we used to mind line them and reframe them and try to work on them and change our beliefs. And there's books that are 3 or 4 pages long that are just beliefs that, I believed about myself at the time. And that was what was holding me back at the time. You have to put the time in to work on yourself in order to get to where you want to go. Now we're going to talk a little bit about what works in